Okay, so day number 4 of this ecom vlog series, and today the main subject is why people, myself, you included, buy stupid shit online. And if you'll see me a little bit pissed in this video, is because I just bought a new MacBook Pro and I'm having a hard time actually configuring it. So it has some issues with not being able to sign out of Apple ID and stuff like that, and it's during a time when there are so many other things to worry about, and when you also get a technical error, I'll try not to swear in this video, but still, like, yeah, this is really annoying. However, let's go back to this subject, which is very important no matter what you do in life, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you are a waiter, it doesn't matter if you are a digital marketer, it doesn't matter if you're selling. So anything that you're doing, this has to do with psychology. And let me tell you why this is super important. Because think like this. So if you could learn one thing that could help you for the next 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, right? What would that be? And this is one question that I asked myself probably when I was maybe 25. That's when the human brain usually fully develops, although you always learn new things, but still. At that point, I asked myself, what can I learn right now that will have a compounding effect, that will help me every day? And basically, think like this. What are you doing every day? Of course, you're brushing your teeth, you're eating food, so all of those are really important as well. But what's more important is what you think each day, right? So this is something that everyone probably still struggles with, especially if you're not Elon Musk, and even him. If he stays on Twitter so much, I'm not sure if that's the best allocation of his time, but that's why we're not on Mars. So yeah, let's come back to that subject. Why do people buy stupid shit online? And let me give you this example first of all, I guess. Why did I buy that new MacBook Pro? So I thought that for the additional 2K or 1.6K, how much it cost me, I would get maybe 5-10 minutes a day more in terms of productivity back. But now I'm losing like 1-3 days just setting it up. So I'm not sure about that. However, the thing is that you are trying always to make these incremental improvements, right, in life. Sometimes bigger jumps. That's why most people buy new cars, more fancier cars, right? And I'll get to that in a second because it's more about status, about how other people see you. But for a MacBook, I don't really care how other people see me. Maybe to some extent, because of course, like the people I talk with, they know what kind of devices I have. And even this DJI mic, right? Or this Osmo Pocket, like, did I really need it? Questionable. I could film myself with a potato camera, right? Of course, you do need good quality, both audio and video, but I don't think that this was necessary, right? I think I could have started vlogging even without it. But sometimes we need to invest in ourselves, right? So this is where there's a very gray area because, like, yeah, you deserve the best, right? But the best doesn't mean actually buying yourself, let's say, a Porsche, right? Like, in most cases, most people don't need a Porsche. A Tesla, maybe, because, like, it's electric, but whenever I see someone, and I see quite a few Porsches around here, and it's a fairly small city, and I know that, all right, maybe they have money, but I mean, I think I probably have more money than them, honestly speaking. But at the same time, I always think logically, like, why would you buy a Porsche, right? And I think there are usually like two reasons. First of all, you want to impress as a man. Other girls, actually, if you're a woman, you probably want to impress other women as well. Or you are thinking in terms of business, right? It might attract people who see your status and they would want to be in your place, right? So that could actually be a smart move, but in most cases, most people don't do that, right? Like, the MacBook is a good example of that. I bought it exactly because I knew it would help me with speed, so doing more. Same with the Osmo Pocket here. So I know it helps me with doing more content, which ideally is not helpful just for me, but for other people as well, like you, where you get some ideas. So why do people buy stupid shit they don't need? Let's come back to that. Well, in most cases, we buy with emotion and justify with logic, meaning that we will buy because we care about how that thing will make us feel. Hope you won't hear too much of this wind, because there's a lot of wind, but who cares? It even rains, but you'll see me vlog every day. It doesn't matter how the weather is. I've been doing this consistently, walking 10k steps a day for probably 2 years now. And why am I doing that? Because it's healthy. So if you know that something is healthy, if you know something is compounding, then ideally you do it. Then what I want to say was the following, that most people, wait, I just got distracted. So coming back to that initial question, right? Because I want to circle around it as much as possible and give different examples just so it can help you and also help me, right? Because we all buy too much. We probably know that, right? And I can give you an example. I probably buy too much protein because I feel like if I add 5 more grams of protein to my diet, like every week, then who knows? Maybe I will get a buffer. You know, it's like bulkier. So it's just like thinking if you play more at the lottery, you might win. I mean, yeah, that might be a possibility, but that's more of a bias, right? I mean, you play a game that is unlikely to give you any benefit. And I remember something that someone said online, because I'm actually in this space exactly, where people buy stupid shit, right? Like, that's my job to some extent. Getting people with Facebook ads, convincing people with Facebook ads to buy things that in most cases they don't need, you know, like clothes, drinks, giveaways, like so many things right now. And I mean, this is going to be the future as well, because if we all have more money, we will spend it on something, right? Think of digital products. Look at OnlyFans, like look at their revenue. It has increased over 200, 300% year over year from 2019 to today. But the problem is not that, right? Like, ideally we think, why is that? Like, why would people pay for pictures? Like, it's not the pictures, right? It's not the videos. Maybe it's the messages, but it's actually the connection, right? It's just like with money. Like, you don't want a piece of paper. What you actually want is the freedom it brings you, right? Because no one really wants that piece of paper. Even the digital money right now, like I have some money in crypto, in stocks, they are going up. And honestly, I don't feel anything. The only emotion I feel right now is basically frustration. Frustration from the fact that the MacBook isn't working as it should, you know? So as you can see, emotion is what actually drives most of our decisions, most of our buying behaviors. And I'm staying to buying behaviors because let's keep this e-com related, online related, especially if you're also doing the same thing and basically you have a phone right now, so that's what you are doing as well. And yeah, always reflect. I mean, this is the reason why I'm doing this series also, because it gives me an opportunity to reflect. I will also look back on this actually at one point, because at this point almost everything that I'm saying does make some sense, meaning that even though I do go on tangents and sometimes it feels like it's getting way too long, right? We still, in all videos, staying around the same subject. And in this one, it's why we're buying things that we don't need. And usually it's the fact that we want attention, status, feeling good, right? So it's about that feeling. As you can see, that's what makes us purchase things. And sometimes it is, as we know, about the taste of something, right? Because it's the taste that changes our chemistry, and that affects our emotion. When you drink something that you like, cola is a perfect example. It's caffeine, right? And I drink a lot of caffeine as well, because I'm not immune to this. So that's why I'm saying all of this, just to make sure that even I remind myself, because it's super easy to get influenced by the people around you, right? And look right now. I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm bragging or something, you know, but I'm looking around. There are not so many people. Almost everyone right now is at home. Like, even if they had this habit that I have right now to walk, if it would rain, if it would be inconvenient, they wouldn't do this, right? So there's not as much competition, actually, if you think about it, in this world, especially if you do something consistently each and every day. So yeah, I would say that's the main thing I wanted to point out. The fact that most of us, and it is cold, I have to admit, but I'll try to end this right now. I really want to focus on what's important, and I think this is definitely one of the more important things to always focus on: what we are doing, and then changing direction when necessary. So in the next video, which will be the 5th day, I might be talking more about Facebook ads, online advertising, because yeah, right now I focus more on the psychology, but then let's look what influences our psychology. Like, how do other people get us to do things that we wouldn't otherwise want to do? One thing I can mention right now is urgency, but we'll talk more about that in the next video. So with that, we'll end, and see you tomorrow.